LeBron James. It's May 11th, 2010. I'm standing in front of the White House. This is the day after Paradigm Research Group presented its annual press conference at the National Press Club regarding the extraterrestrial presence here on planet Earth. People like Coast to Coast AM's George Norrie, George Knapp, Linda Moulton Howe joined activist Stephen Bassett here in Washington, D.C. to once again call upon the administration to finally disclose what the government knows about an extraterrestrial presence here on planet Earth. Here's some highlights from the press conference.
This event is produced by the Paradigm Research Group, founded in 1996. It was founded by Stephen Bassett, and his sole purpose in founding this organization was for the resolution of the UFO ET issue through political means. His work has brought 85 speakers and 115 presentations to the nation's capital and has helped raise awareness of the most important and controversial issue in the world today: the engagement of the human race by non-human intelligences, extraterrestrials.
Paradigm Research Group once again calls upon the administration of President Barack Obama to engage the leadership of the military services and the national security structures to essentially work out the details to conduct a formal acknowledgement to the American people of the extraterrestrial presence engaging the human race.
The UFO phenomenon is more than a mystery. It is the harbinger of what I believe will be radical, even revolutionary change in our world. The continual, rapid transformation of our society, which has been occurring for the past several decades, is going to lead to an opening in the secrecy. It's a tidal wave that cannot be stopped. 60+ years of military encounters have shown us conclusively that the militaries of the United States and of many other nations have engaged objects that are not supposed to exist, that are doing things that are not supposed to be possible. Nearly without exception, historians and other professional academicians continue to dismiss this embarrassing and unpleasant topic, and so it is very unpleasant. There is, however, unfortunately for them, an unpleasant and problematic core of documented reality to the matter of UFOs. It will not go away. What General Twining said in a classified memo more than 60 years ago has now been amply proven.
I ended up doing a series of interviews between the summer of 2009 coming up to this day with at least a dozen men and a woman who was there at RAF Bentwaters, following up on the deputy base commander announcing that the lights, the beam, and the craft were extraterrestrial in origin. What is remarkable to me as a longtime investigative reporter and TV producer is that that press release was not picked up on the UK side or on the American side in terms of, let's say, the New York Times. I and others have reported and interviewed Colonel Halt. But if you take that statement that he finally said 30 years later and said with frustration that he felt like he and several of the men who served under him were left to hang out to dry by higher command because of those events, the 26th to the 28th, then I, as an investigative reporter, trying to find out what is the bottom of this remarkable story and what are the implications, I can report to you today that one of the more astonishing aspects is an insight that when something, we'll call it in the nature of using his terms, something that may be in the extraterrestrial category, occurs, that the reaction on that big base was for higher authority to say nothing happened.
As we, the civilian UFO researchers, know quite a great deal about this absolute importance topic of our civilization, that we are not alone. There are others who also do have information about it, and they are denying us access to that information. I'm talking about military structure around the world. I'm talking about government around the world who has, such as ourselves, the UFO researchers, been investigating this phenomenon for quite some time.
I come from Norway, so we have to apologize my English. But Norway is a country where there has been a substantial amount of UFO sightings over the years. We have particularly one place in Norway called Hessdalen that some of you might know. That is a place where there has been an enormous amount of UFO sightings for the last 25 years, or even 30 years. And on this place, UFOs have been seen regularly, coming up the valley every night at 8 o'clock, going into a mountain or down into a lake, coming back 2 hours later down the mountains, so you could almost clock them in. And there has been seen a lot of lights. There has been seen craft, large craft. There has been seen lights following cars. And they also have emissioned a very bad taste of or smell of sulfur, strangely enough. And well, I won't go into details, but the stories about these UFOs and these lights are immense.
In 2002, I launched an unofficial national police database called the PRUFOS Police Database. PRUFOS being the acronym for Police Reporting UFO Sightings, and it caters for serving and retired British police officers only. In 2002, when I started, I had 6 cases involving 12 officers. After 8 years of my research, I now have 357 cases going back to 1901 involving 800 British police officers. It is the tip of an iceberg. I wish to make it perfectly clear that the UFOs I saw were structured machines moving under intelligent control and operating beyond the realm of anything I have ever seen before or since. I believe the objects that I saw at close quarter were extraterrestrial in origin, and that the security services of both the United States and England were and have been complicit in trying to subvert the significance of what occurred at Rendlesham by use of well-practiced methods of disinformation.
As you can see, there was some very exciting evidence presented at the press conference. If you'd like to buy the press conference on DVD, as well as the presentations of all the speakers, visit www.sedonamediacompany.com. Again, I'm Ron James.